My name is Dave Moss. I spend approximately 200 days a year at racetracks all over the country, helping professional and amateur road racers and track day riders with suspension tuning on their motorcycles. This is 2 Clicks Out.
Fresh one after the 20 laps. This is
right.
20 laps.
Okay. So what you always want to look at whenever you have tire damage of any kind is both sides of the tire. Mm-hmm. The left turns are survival here, the right turns are gas. So because we've got so much destruction here, this will give you an idea when you've got steady throttle or you are in a position where you are forced just to be steady with the bike. The tire wear here, this edge is, the back edge is rounded off a little bit, right?
Right.
And the front edge is basically almost tall, but if you push it back a little bit, it's quite clean.
Yeah.
On all of it. This is your off gas, where you're on the edge of the tire going into the corner. Mm-hmm. This is your blend area here, where you're getting into the gas, and then this is where you hit full power over and through. Now the blend area should, if you are a good rider and equal ability on both sides of the tire, be in exactly the same place, that meaning from the bottom of the tread to about the bottom of this. So if that's the case, bottom of the tread to the bottom of this, but just a little bit more.
So I'm getting on the gas right here.
Exactly the same place, so your riding is very balanced. Your throttle control is pretty much the same on both sides. It's managed because of the nature of the topology of the course and the design of the course. So your lefts, you can't get into the gas. You just can't.
Right.
So what we're looking at now, the next thing to look at is, okay, what's the tread pattern like? Well, down here we've got major deformation, but up here it's not that bad. And you look at each one in turn, and some are way worse than others, right? And then the other thing you want to look at is where your off throttle mark is when you get into the gas. Does this band have different shapes to it? Does it fatten out and come in? Fatten out and come in.
It does.
Fatten out and come in. So there's only two ways to attack this problem. One is to get the tire hot and go ride, and then manipulate rebound and or compression in different settings to see which side heals the tire. Where's your rebound setting right now? And compression?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
A guy at Road Atlanta.
5 out.
Okay.
The usual range is 9 to 14 on both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Now, general characteristic is if you're asking the tire to do all the suspension work, it will go screw you and destroy itself and leave you stranded because it's not built to do that.
Right.
So what that would tell me, just counting the clickers, is you're out of your adjustment range. Mm-hmm. So now we have to look at the rest of it. You have a ton of installed preload on the spring. What spring is it?
So it's a 9.0.
What do you weigh?
100 with gear. 170.
170. Okay. Have you tried a heavier spring?
I had a 9.5 on there.
And why did that get removed?
Because I was told to go to a smaller, softer spring because I didn't weigh that much.
Okay. Oftentimes weight is a factor, but not the determining factor. The determining factor is your skill level and your ability to accelerate and how early you get on the gas and how quickly you feed the throttle in. The tire shouldn't be handling the horsepower. Your suspension componentry should be doing all of that front and rear. So in this instance, with a ton of preload on it, on a softer spring, you're riding well. It's clear that you've got very good ability, but you're asking too much of the tire. If the rebound's choked down, the tire's going to do all the work because the shock won't move freely. It's going to move slowly. So in any of the corners where you're getting on the gas, do you get any pump or wallow? Where?
That's it. I'm not helping you anymore. 2.
Which part of 2?
Right as soon as I get on the gas.
As soon as you stand it up? Because you stand it up in 2. You don't ride around it. You get around to the point and you flick it up.
Right.
Because I watched you ride it. So, okay. And that's here where you're putting the meat of the power down. Where else?
It's coming out 4. It's moving around a lot at 4.
Sure.
5, it's a little unstable on the rear. The front's okay. So pretty much all the rights, I can feel it just moving out on me.
Okay. So if it's moving out on you, does it feel like it's forcing you to sit back in the bike a little bit?
I tried that going through 5, put my butt further back and putting more weight towards the back, and it seemed to help.
Okay.
It felt more planted and stable through 5, the fast one.
Okay. So what would that tell you about the shock spring then?
It's not getting enough weight towards the back, or it's not.
Because there's so much
Right.
preload on it?
Right.
So if you're moving your butt back and the bike stabilizes itself, then that says the spring tension is too much. It's just too tight. So we should think about backing that off. If you back off the spring tension, the shock's going to get more stroke, which is what it's designed to do. But with your rebound damping so tight, we should probably open that to 9, back some preload off it. And then the thing is, with the TTX, what most people do is try and stress the spring as much as possible to get rid of the squat. When you just get into the gas, you feel it just, and that's okay. It does that.
Yeah.
And most people are trying to get overpower that top out spring, and you can't, and you end up destroying the tire. So what I would recommend tomorrow is that we take some preload out of it. We reset everything at probably 12 and 12. When the bike's hot, just feel it and make sure it's balanced, and then send you out on those specific corners where you feel the wallow. You need exactly the same entry speed at the same point you pick the throttle up, and you apply the same amount of
I
throttle.
just hit all my marks still.
Is it better or worse?
Okay.
Because we'll go one way and it'll either clean the tire up or it won't. And you only need 2 laps for that. So we can very quickly come in and configure what's going on with you and the bike.
Yeah, I'll just get on it. Like this morning, Austin DeHaven's dad added 2 clicks of, because I was in the turn and the front bars were walking on me. It wasn't stable at all. He added 2 clicks of the compression on the bottom, 2 clicks of compression on both sides, boom, fixed. It went in the turn, it felt like it just planned itself.
Yeah.
And now I started feeling the rear doing that.
Right. So we've got something we'll do. We'll set this to match
12-12?
12-12. And oftentimes when you get one fixed, the other goes out. And until you get the bike perfectly balanced, so it does this on rebound. You can have differential compression settings. That's not an issue at all, and it's to be expected.
So
this is
we
all
might
horsepower
get
that's
this
brake.
fixed, and then the front might feel a little funny, right? That's how.
And that's
how
why
it
you
works.
you go out for 3-4 laps, get warmed up, get your head into it, hit your marks. 4th lap, good acceleration, and then in. And then you go to this corner and do this. You go to that corner and do that. Is it better or worse? And you can determine that, and you can stop every lap, and we can really run through the development and adjustment time extremely quickly.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Yep.